Well, here you go. This is my next little thing. When I was just watching the DIY Cash or DIY Live with Cash and Kelly's Kitchen slash Fate Trucking. Well, this is what I was doing while they were talking. Here's my fuel stop tool that you can make for yourself. Um, You can see what I've labeled it here, the states. I found the IFTA fourth quarter 2022 rate for all the states here listed in A1 through whatever it is column. And then here's the rate for Alabama is 29 cents. Then I labeled 3 states because generally speaking, if you're going to utilize one of the apps, like well, you could do it multiple ways, but if you're using a GPS where you can put the coordinates in or the addresses and see what state you're going through, well, there are some other features with a couple other things like a mud flap or the EFS TVC Pro Driver. It'll show you a route, and it'll also tell you each time you go into a different state, and it'll pick the lowest. I think what it does on the apps, you can see the prices, and then you can see along the route. So if you pick the lowest price, you're not necessarily getting the lowest diesel per gallon price because of the IFTA. So what I'm essentially trying to explain or show here is, everybody knows this and everybody knows how to do it. Everybody does it, but this is a way you can trip plan yourself. Maybe this is what some of the super big guys, working in the admin office, are getting paid $65,000 or $80,000 to do. I'm not trying to belittle their position or anything like that, but when they're working in the office and they basically do this as, let's just say, one of their jobs, because I'm not going to say that every single person gets paid that kind of a salary just to sit here and do every truck, but that could be a title. So anyway, here's the tool. So you just plug it in, put the IFTA rates in, keep them current, and then generally speaking, from experience, maybe from hearsay, a couple of different things. A lot of times you're not going to go across 3 different states or more than 3 different states when you're looking for fuel. So I just put state 1, 2, and 3. They could be any of the states, but you pick, like, let's say your app or whatever shows 445 in this state, and the next state over you have a 509 per gallon. That's the lowest in the state on your route. This is what you're going to do. You're going to pick the lowest one on your route in whatever state you're looking at. A lot of times you might do something like a Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana. We'll use that one. Wisconsin, Illinois, and Indiana. Sounds about right. And then we'll do state 3 at 545. I don't know if this is going to be the greatest example. I don't know. So we're gonna think about it as state 1 is Wisconsin, going from Wisconsin to Indiana. So you go Wisconsin, and then state 2 will be Illinois, and then state 3 will be Indiana. You know, the prices probably should be flipped around to be more accurate, but let's just use it that way. So state 1, we'll just move the little blue box over. We're going to run this one down to Wisconsin. Wisconsin saying that gallon of diesel fuel before tax is 412.1. Okay, so remember that. And I'll even just do over here just for fun. Well, here, maybe I'll just highlight it. I'll just fill this with red. And then the second one's going to be Illinois. So we're gonna go up to Illinois. Looks like that's Illinois, so let's fill that one red again, just to try to keep things consistent. And then the next one will be Indiana. So we'll go over to Indiana, find that, and we're going to fill that. There we go. So what you have to do is you just look at each red box and see which one's the lowest. Well, that's $4.90 a gallon. That one's $4.46.3, and the other one is how much? $4.12. So based on that particular route, you know that $4.12 is the cheapest gallon of diesel. And if you remember from earlier, we said state 1, 2, and 3 is Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana. So if you're going to pick fuel, in this example, you would pick the fuel in Wisconsin and that stop. So I hope that helps. Yeah, some of these things I just don't know how helpful they are, because sometimes people just say that they know everything, and maybe they don't. And then other times people really do know what they're talking about, and this is just, useless information to them because they already have it, they've already done it, or they already pay somebody to do it for them. So let's just go ahead and use this as a different example. Same states. So Wisconsin, let's just do it in this way, because this would make it much easier, I guess, to conceptually, think about it. If Wisconsin has $5 a gallon is their cheapest one that you see. Illinois has $5, the cheapest one that you see on your route. And then Indiana has $5. Well, we'll just run down through here, find Illinois. So Illinois, you're paying $4.37. Wait, no, that's Indiana. Okay, so in Indiana, you're paying $4.45 for your diesel, because it's 55 cents tax. In Illinois, you're paying $4.37 3 for your diesel. The other is tax. And then Wisconsin is 467.1 for your gallon of diesel, and that's 32 cents 9. I don't know if you'd call that, tens, hundreds, thousands, but 329 thousandths. I don't really know how you want to say it, but 32 cents and 9 thousandths of a cent, something like that. But you get the picture because it's a decimal point. So do you want to pay more tax? Or you want to pay less for your gallons of diesel? Or do you want to lower your cash expenditures earlier so that you have more cash readily available in your account? So yeah, there are at least 3 ways to look at it. One of the things that is interesting with this is if you know that Illinois is higher than Indiana and higher than Wisconsin, well, if you buy in Illinois and you drive in Wisconsin and you drive in Indiana, given this example, then you bought your diesel for $4.37.3 a gallon. So when you drive into those other states, when you pay your IFTA, you've paid $4.37.3 for the diesel, but you've gone into a lower taxed state. So it's possible in this scenario that you would get a refund if your IFTA is in a lower taxed. No, I can't say that. You would get a refund, yeah, because it doesn't matter what state you file in. No matter what state you file in, those are still the rules. So if you did live in Illinois and you filed on this one trip only, then you would have paid your 62.627 when you purchased the fuel. That would have gone to Illinois, and when Illinois reconciled, did their numbers, their accounting, they balanced everything out, then they would have paid Indiana 55 cents. So every mile you would have saved the difference between the 60.627 from the 0.55. Every mile you would have gotten a little bit back from that, and then the same thing on the Wisconsin. So I hope it's not too complicated. I hope it brings some awareness to some people. It's just a way you can manage your company. I just don't know if everybody does it or nobody does it. But it is something that you can do. It might keep you more competitive. It's harder work. It's work. It's like some of the other successful people that are on the YouTube, etc. These may be some tips and tricks that they use to hold or save more money at the end of the day or in the end of the quarter. Um, Again, I will go ahead and be uploading this video for everyone. Like, subscribe, share it out. Let people know if you think it's valuable. Comment. Say, hey, you just told me something that I've never seen before, or man, dude, don't you know that everybody that has been in the game for 20 years already knows all this, and who cares? And I won't use some other people's little taglines or nothing, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Save where you can. Have a good day. Have a good night. Um, and I will see you again on the next couple little things that I do to stay competitive. And again, I can't haul it all, so I'm not going to try to keep it all.